So I think it's time to go ahead and say goodbye. Not goodbye, I'm gonna keep them, but I'm gonna say goodbye to the bullet hole style wheels. I know you guys love them, but I am not putting those back on the Rust Max, which we're gonna be talking about. As you guys can see, I am leaking diesel fuel. So I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but it was really stuttering when I went to start it outside, and it only sat for like 3 minutes. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but hopefully it's an easy fix. I'm sure if it's a fuel leak, we're gonna find it. Hey, listen, in other news, this is another thing that I gotta do in the video. It's crazy. All right, so when I put the Rough Country lift kit on it, as a matter of fact, if you guys didn't watch the last video, I put a 3-inch Rough Country lift kit on this truck. I was thinking about not lifting it and just leaving it stock height, but with throwing these 33s on there, I really don't want to cut up the bumper. I want to make sure I clear these wheels and tires. These are negative 24 offsets. They're brand new Vision wheels. They're pretty sweet, but as you guys can tell, after I put the upper control arms on there, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? It's like, other side, that looks even worse. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this off the ground, find out exactly where this is coming from. But man, oh man, just one problem after another. Once I fix this leak, I can finally get it to the body shop so we can finally get this done. But you know, it's gonna take some time. And one more thing, you guys probably heard that squeal noise when I turned the truck off. More than likely it's because the belt's got some fuel on it. Hopefully it's not fuel and coolant. Look at this. See that right there? As I'm pulling it in the garage, you see these little drops on the ground? Yeah, we got issues, man. We got issues. All right, listen, before we get this started, I wanted to go ahead and do a giveaway on the channel. I haven't done one in a while. This is the X431 Pro. This is an amazing scan tool. This is going to give you the ability to check and read injector balance rates, relearn turbos, automatically regen diesel trucks, stuff like that. This actually comes with it. This is a key programmer, so you don't have to go to the dealership anymore and reprogram keys and stuff. And it's pretty simple. All you guys have to do is go on the truckmasterdiesel.com website and pick up something. Purchase a hat, a t-shirt, a key tag, a sticker, maybe a lift pump or something like that. Every $1 spent on the website is one automatic entry. And this one's gonna go really quick. This is gonna be a quick giveaway. So definitely get entered in to win. I will leave that link in the description below of this video as well as in the comments. This thing's pretty sweet. It's gonna do a lot of stuff. I did a full video on it on my other YouTube channel, Truck Master Garage. But enough with that. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing off of the ground, look up underneath and find out where it's leaking from. And then I'm gonna go from the top, look down, and hopefully we can figure something out. The rear's kicked up pretty high on the back and the front end's dipped down probably about 3 inches. So I'm actually gonna crank those torsion keys because that's what they're for. We're gonna go ahead and bring those in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and measure and just get this set up right before it goes to the body shop. Where's it coming from? It's right there, see it? It's leaking right there. But the good news, however, is it's not coolant. It's not that. You know, it's dripping off of the oil cooler. It's diesel fuel, and I can handle this. This is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and fix the alignment problem first, the wheels issue, kind of, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood. I'm gonna go ahead and trace everything. We'll go ahead and figure out exactly where this is leaking from, and hopefully I can fix it today because that's pretty much it. I wanna bring these torsion key bolts in just a little bit because, like I said, it's sitting lower in the front. So I'm gonna count threads is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it in. My battery died. Milwaukee time. You see, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'm trying to run these bolts in. That way it picks up the front end. That's kind of the goal here. Right now I just need to loosen the caster and camber bolts on the top. That way I can get the upper part of the wheel to tilt down a little bit so we're not so tilty on the ground. I guess this is just my way of getting it sort of straight before we can get an alignment done on it too, of course. So yeah, and then hopefully my alignment guy isn't all mad at me. I don't blame you though if you are. Basically what I need to do is remove this bolt and reposition this washer. That way I have more of an adjustment. Because right now I'm maxed out. Alright, this actually turned into a bigger project than I wanted it to, but whatever. I just disconnected the upper control arm. But I just repositioned them, which I think they're good. I have them maxed out all the way in. So when I go to bring them out with the torsion bolts, theoretically, I'm gonna have enough to be able to get that tire straight. So that's what I'm gonna do for now, before we take it to the alignment shop. But yeah, I kind of went a little nuts off camera. I shouldn't have done that. I should have left it on, but it is what it is at this point. Alright, so I have the driver's side maxed out completely. It's all the way out to the top. I guess we'll see what happens when I put it down on the ground. But I don't know, I might have to get some different adjuster bolts. Yeah, this side's fairly easy. The other side, for some reason, just wasn't working with me. But yeah, so much easier to adjust over here. Nice. That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten up these bolts now, and then we'll go ahead and put it on the ground and see what it looks like. I think we're good though. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and just back the truck up. So I'm gonna roll it and just see how it looks. I'm just going off of looks right now. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop the hood and start working on that fuel leak. All right, how's she looking? Oh man, looks way better. I need some alignment experts, alignment shop guys, to let me know in the comments, give me some pointers. I put these trucks together, but I really should know alignments, I really should. But hey, it looks better, it looks a lot straighter. It's not perfect, but it looks good. So not only are these tires finally sitting upright, I think this one's still a little off. What I really love about this 3-inch lift kit is the rear end. It was sitting up higher, and now it's finally leveled. It took me about a total of 3 hours to install this entire lift kit. So I gotta say, that's not too bad. So after all of that's been accomplished, I'm so happy about that. We are now going to figure out what the heck is going on in here. Unfortunately, if it's a fuel leak, it's gonna be down there, so I may end up having to tear everything back down in order to get to it, but it'll be worth it. All right, so we are going in, and a little bit off camera here, I noticed that it's kind of wet right there. It's kind of interesting, there's a little bit of wetness. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start the truck. We'll see. See what I'm saying? All right, so this is super weird. So it appears at the top of the CP3 fitting, that little rubber hose that's connected to it is leaking, but it doesn't look like it's leaking. It almost looks like the fitting is leaking. As a matter of fact, I'm probably just gonna reseat that fitting and maybe replace that hose. I should just do it while I'm in there because I'm gonna end up having to remove, this sucks. I'm gonna probably remove the upper coolant tube right here, the intake, and then just peel all this back in order to get to the top of that. So I got this crazy idea. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the alternator, I'm sorry, the AC compressor, because I have a feeling I can get to that fitting without actually having to remove everything, which will be awesome. Hopefully I'll get more access. I really don't want to have to tear everything down. Oh, Man, I just got barely a little bit. All right, so bear with me, check it out. A lot more access, but still kind of tough to get to. But there it is right there. That's the fitting right there. It's literally puddling right where it recesses into the top of the pump. See that little pool of fuel right there? But again, I'm not sure if it's the line or if it's the fitting itself. There it is right there. I just disconnected it. This hose is brand new. I don't need to replace that. What I think happened here, when I was wiggling this hose right here, it was just freely spinning. It wasn't even clamped onto that fitting whatsoever. I mean, it was a little bit, but I think that's really it. I'm gonna put a new clamp on it, tighten it up, clean that up. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a socket on there, try to anyways, and just give it a couple uggas. Hopefully we can set that in a little tighter, and that should solve our problem. We'll see what happens. Well, she's pretty tight. There, that's about as far as I'm going. I'm not trying to snap that in the injection pump. I'm not sure what the torque specs are on that fitting, but I'd imagine it's not a lot. So I just want to make sure. You never know, that could be the problem since I'm already there. I doubt it, but you just never know. But yeah, it just appears that that's the only thing that was stopping it, was a loose clamp, which is kind of a big win for me because I really don't want to tear this back down. We're gonna bring it outside. It's a beautiful day out today. Unfortunately, I just removed the belt and all that. I can't start the truck and I don't want to put it all back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the Cummins and we'll just pull the Duramax outside. So it's most definitely gonna squeal a little bit. I did feel coolant on the belt. We're gonna play the waiting game right now and just see if it's leaking. So I'll get back with you guys. No leaks, don't worry about these. I see these two spots, that's just old. But I'm gonna let it sit overnight, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back out here in the morning, and I'm gonna try to start this truck, and if it hesitates or whatever, which I don't think it will, then I'd say we should be good to go. And not to mention if there's any leaks on the ground. That's the other thing I need to look for. So I'm gonna go ahead and check back with you guys in the morning. Okay, so it is the next day. I just looked up underneath there. We got a couple leaks, but that might actually be the residual coolant that was spilt from when I pulled the upper coolant tube, which I was expecting. I tried to clean it the best way I could, but you know how it goes. Let's check it out. All right, here we go. So yeah, same dots, those aren't it. But check it out, we got that there. We got a little puddle back there, which is coming off of the cross member, which is kind of interesting. On this cross member right here, it basically just kind of trails off and leaks right there. So yeah, that's coolant. That's definitely coolant. Then we have a little bit here in the front as well. So this may not be the best test. I don't know. Maybe I should just drive it, power wash it, clean it, let it all sort of evaporate. It fired up a lot easier. That's good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm actually gonna take the garden hose, and I'm gonna put it inside of the valley of the engine and then spray up underneath there, dilute anything that would be in the valley, and just let it sit overnight. This is the best way to do it. Just flood the valley with water. It'll eventually start to trickle down, but it's gonna dilute all that coolant and fuel. get it all out of there. There we go. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit again another day. We are not gonna wait another day because I'm very confident that was the problem. I fixed it. I wanted to answer a couple of your guys' questions here. I'm getting a ton of people saying paint the truck the hood color. It's crazy. I think I'm still gonna stick with this color right here, the pewter. But where did I get my bumper? So this isn't a 2015 plus bumper like that. It's not the same bumper, it's the same style. I don't even want to recommend this bumper because it was super cheap. It was like 180 bucks. I bought it on eBay. As a matter of fact, I don't even trust the corner here. I don't think it's gonna hold my weight. The only thing different is it has the side steps on it, which don't work. I don't know if you can tell in there, but I actually took 2 lug nuts, stacked them on top of each other on each side to space it out so it'll sit level, as you see there. I'm actually gonna build a balcony in this garage. I'm actually gonna build like a second floor, and I think I'm gonna just do a video on it. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do a shop video. You guys can tell I have boxes everywhere. You know, I can't keep my stuff neat because I have so much of it, which is a blessing. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and build like a balcony. I'm thinking about right here in the corner, just going all the way out, maybe about halfway, and then maybe even enough to park the Wife Max right up underneath it. As a matter of fact, give me some suggestions, guys. Let me know what you think. It wouldn't even hurt just to put a small ledge, you know, like a pallet shelf, so I can put maybe up higher. That way I can take the tractor and put up pallets up there if I need to. Like pallets of engines, tires, transmissions, stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool, but I would have to overbuild it because it's gonna be heavy stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of a busy guy. I'm trying to knock all this stuff out. Also, again, I'm gonna reiterate this. This giveaway is gonna go quick. This is super nice. This is one of the nicest scan tools I've ever given away on the channel. Click on that link, pick up something on the website. You never know. Actually, one more thing, it just hit my mind. I want to throw it on the video. I'm no longer on Instagram. I'm no longer on Facebook. So if somebody poses as me, trying to sell you something, trying to give something away, it's not me, it's a scammer. I apologize for anyone who's ever gotten scammed, but it's not my doing. I can't stop this from happening. I've tried, trust me. After tearing that truck down to absolutely nothing and then putting what, over 1,000 bolts, nuts and bolts together to put that truck back together and assemble it, things are bound to happen. Things are going to leak. Things are going to rear their ugly head, and I'm glad that I'm able to nip this in the butt now before we get this thing painted. And not only that, the paint shop told me they want me to fix the leaks, so obviously I'm gonna do it anyways. But that's that. On to the next project.